Dude, these freaking fish are like schooling over here. Look, look, look. Oh my God,
You think they're trout? Yeah. They're...
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here behind us is my Bass Cat Puma STS, and you guys already know what's coming. This is the walkthrough video. Super excited to share this boat with you guys because we have a couple adjustments. If you guys watched last year's video, I ran the same exact boat. This, I mean, to the T, same Bass Cat, just 1 year newer, and a few extras on there. And let's hop in it. So we're gonna start up here in the front. But for starters, this here is the Bass Cat Puma STS. It's a little over 20 feet. It's actually 20 feet 7 inches. It has a 96-inch beam, so it's a wider Bass Cat, wider platform. One thing that Bass Cat was really known for is really fast, really good rough riding boats, but they were narrow. But this here is my second year running this STS. It's actually my third year I laid eyes on. I was like, man, this is the haul that I want to get. You know, I fish a lot of big water. Being a guy in the Northeast, you know, really traveling all over the country, you need something that you can truly rely on and truly chews up a lot of that rough water. But we'll go ahead, we'll start with the trailer. This here is a Bass Cat trailer. Bass Cat actually designs and builds their very own trailers right there in Mountain Home, Arkansas. It's got a breakaway tongue on it, which is crucial when it comes down to trying to store your boat in a garage. I got a Fulton jack on there, which is a really quality jack. This here is a little step. Dang, man, I told BJ not to get my Crocs in this video, but I mean, we're talking about a step, so I'm pretty sure he zoomed in on my feet right now. But this step is crucial, man. Whenever you're trying to get in the boat in the morning, you know, we got some steps right here to incorporate into the trailer. It makes it super easy to get in and out. But man, this pole saved your boy a few times. But overall, man, it's a tandem axle trailer, really good quality. It's got LED lights built into it. But that's enough about the trailer. Let's start talking about the boat. We're gonna get ahead, we're gonna hop right, and we're gonna start from the bow, and we're gonna work our way back. One adjustment I did this year versus last year. Last year, I was running the 47-inch shaft Lowrance Ghost trolling motor. This year, I decided to run the 52, and the primary reason is this guy right here. Forward-facing sonar. If this transducer is not in the water, I can't see what my bait's doing. I can't, you know, see them fish. And you guys know, man, there's such a craze, and it's not really a craze. It's the next thing in bass fishing. And if you're not getting good with it, you know, you're just going to get beat. So I decided to go with the longer shaft to make sure I kept this transducer in the water. But another really cool feature that I have on this trolling motor, this right here is a C-stick, and basically that helps me be able to exactly per slice cast. It's a directional arrow. It turns whenever I turn my trolling motor, and it allows me to know exactly where this transducer is pointed. So if you actually, I'll get ahead, I'll actually put him out just like that. And if you look right down this barrel, it lines up right with this trolling or right with this transducer, and it really allows me to be super precise. Appreciate all you guys, man. Every single time we do one of these videos, there's one thing I always ask: subscribe for your boy, and make sure you get ahead, you like, you comment. Dude, honestly, ask me some questions on this thing, because this boat here is a boat that I personally designed, but maybe you have something else that I should add to it. You know, I see other features on these bass boats all the time, but this here is what works for me. This is what I'm running this year. All right, so now as we get ahead, we're gonna hop over here. This is actually another adjustment that I did last year. I ran the same exact mount. This is the dual stack mount from Boat Logics. Guys, I'm not even BSing you, man. I straight up stand on this thing when I'm sight fishing. I mean, this is a super sturdy mount, and that's what you really need, because, man, these graphs aren't the lightest thing. And you know, of course, being on the bow, this is what takes a lot of heat, a lot of pressure, a lot of vibration, so you need to make sure you have a quality mount. But what I did this year is I actually upgraded. Instead of running 212s, I'm running a dedicated 16 for my forward-facing sonar for my Lowrance Active Target. And man, it's a game changer, guys. I know, you know, when's enough? You know, these graphs are just getting bigger. You're seeing other companies coming out here with 22-inch screens. The larger screen really allows me to be able to see my bait a lot better. And then also, man, when you see a 3 or 4 pounder on there, I mean, it's like a softball on a screen. So just a bigger picture. You know, I mean, I'm a little bit taller, so I'm a little bit further from my graphs. You know, there are other mounts out there that actually elevate this, but for me, this is the mount and this is the design that I like. But having a bigger screen really allows me to be able to see exactly what's going on. And then the bottom screen, I simply use it for mapping in 2D. So I basically split it, 3/4 map, quarter of it 2D, and that's the setup that I like. All right, so now we're gonna move on from the bow of the boat, and we're actually gonna slide over here to the console. This is honestly one of the most important parts of entire bass boat. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. That Suzuki Stealth back there, and we're gonna talk about it in a second. That's what gets me to and from. You know, my trolling motor up there, the Ghost, you know, that's what allows me to be able to really pan around and really be able to drop and be able to catch some fish. But a lot of times, this is where I'm locating these bass. And what I chose to do is I got Boat Logic mounts, man. We already talked about it up there at the bow, but we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it here at the cockpit. This is one mount. It's not two mounts. There's not a whole lot of moving parts to it. I got my 2 units fixed to this mount, and it's just a real sturdy. I really feel like when it comes down to it, the less moving parts, the better, and the less chances for something to go wrong. So it's super clean. 2 Lowrance 12s. You know, I really utilize one really for mapping and down imaging, and I use the other one for side scan. But once I find something on side scan, or say if I'm fishing suspended fish and there's a lot of bait around, I installed something pretty sweet. I'm gonna get ahead and show it to you guys now. This here is the sniper mount. You're probably wondering what here's behind me. It looks like there's a dang trolling motor back there. But basically, what I got here is I got another Active Target 2 transducer. Both of these boxes are actually gonna be in my rod box. But basically, so now if I see something on structure scan, again, I see something, or maybe I see some bait out there, but I really want to see if there's something in the brush pile or if there's something mixed in with the bait. I reach back here, I grab this sniper mount, I put it right here in the bracket. Now I can switch over here to the Active Target screen, and I can pan over there and know exactly what I'm seeing. It really allows you to be able to save time. Now, I'm not saying you can't go running down the lake with this thing down, but you can idle around, you can cover a lot more water here than you can on your trolling motor. So this here is definitely something I've utilized already this year, and honestly, it's already paid for itself. Not sponsored by these guys, but man, it is definitely a really cool product, and it's something that I've incorporated into my boat this year because, guys, we're fishing a bunch of new bodies of water this year, a bunch of places I've never been to, and with 3 days of practice, you know, it's hard to cover them, and this is another tool that has allowed me to be able to break these waters, these big bodies of water that honestly, man, are like oceans out there. It's really fascinating how large these bodies of water are until you actually go there. We have 2 places we already fished on the schedule that were 180,000+ acres, and I mean, dude, it's mind-boggling, honestly. But that's really what I got going on here. Another really cool feature, which is almost standard these days, is dual trim. You know, you have to have the blinker trim on your boat. I got one for my Atlas jack plate, and I got the other one for my motor. It really allows me to be able to keep my hands on the steering wheel at all times. But another thing that I haven't talked about yet that I'm going to start jumping into now, which is the guy that gets me around, and that's that 250 Stealth behind me, man. It's a motor that I've ran. This is my 2nd season with it. I ran the 250 SS prior, but man, this motor here is a phenomenal motor, and I've got about 60 hours on it so far this year, and it's been a flawless motor. It was flawless last year, but one of the big changes this year, or to this motor from the SS to the Stealth, is it's all fly-by-wire now. And what fly-by-wire means is now it's a digital hot foot. So there's not a whole lot of wires down there or cables down there. It's super clean. Another thing is here on my shift actuator, if I want to use just the hot foot, I go ahead and I leave it as is. But if I want to actually use this lever here to be my throttle, all I have to do is hit select, and now I can actually use this here. And what it allows me to be able to do is, say I go to a body of water that I'm making a really long run. And you know, say, you know, I ran, you know, multiple times down to Ticonderoga from Plattsburgh. I'm not gonna lie, you get down 30-40 miles, your foot starts falling asleep. Well, now instead of having that issue, you get ahead, you can just pin your throttle, hold on to your steering wheel, and you're good to go. Another cool way that I use this feature is, say for an example, you know, I'm fishing really clear water and I'm trying to see the bottom. Maybe I'm trying to see bedfish, or maybe I'm trying to just see just difference in the bottom contour and you know, whether it be pea gravel, sand, rock, trying to figure that out. I can get ahead, I can put this in gear, and now I can actually stand up. Of course, I have your kill switch on, but I can stand up and actually see exactly what I'm looking for, and I don't have to worry about keeping my foot into that hot foot. But man, like I said, guys, this is where I get a lot of my damage done, and it's really important to be in a comfortable boat. And this Puma STS, it's got a ton of leg room, and man, it's been a really, really good boat for me. Let's talk about this 250 Stealth. You know, this 250 Stealth, guys, I've been with Suzuki now. I think this is my 6th season, which, I mean, that's flown by, man. Them guys over there, we just left Red Crest. I was with them guys. You know, they're top-notch people over there, man, and they build a top-notch motor. I mean, everything. I mean, you talk about it, from motorsports to water sports. Suzuki, they're just known for quality, and that's exactly what you have here. You have a very quality motor. It was launched 2 years ago. I've been fortunate in running it. Out of the box, a 5-year warranty, which is huge, you know, because, you know, if you ever have something go wrong, you know, 3-4 years down the road, they're going to get ahead and they're going to back you on that. But again, it's fly-by-wire. This boat here, you know, I'm not one of them guys that's really going to, I'm not going to exaggerate, right? I'm a realist. I'm going to shoot you guys straight. This boat, as it stands, 2 poles, 4 graphs. This boat here has 2 30-gallon gas tanks, so 60 gallons of fuel. This boat will do right at 70 miles an hour. You know, you can get a little faster if you start taking some stuff out, and say if you're running light. But I'm talking about tournament load, 2 guys. I've got all of Tackle Direct in here, man. I've got so much gear, so much tackle in this boat. But that's what it'll do. You know, I've seen a little bit faster, but day in, day out, it's a 70-mile-an-hour boat. And you can see right next to the motor, these things right here are 2 10-foot power pole blades. Honestly, you know, there's 4, 6, 8, 10-footers. I'm actually thinking about throwing some 4-footers on my John boat, but these 10-foot blades is what I've been running ever since they came out, and I will never run an 8-foot blade. If they came out with a 12, I'll run a 12. I really think that extra length allows you to be able to, you know, anchor yourself, you know, in different situations that other guys can't. So you're seeing more and more guys lean toward these 10-footers because it simply just allows you to be able to anchor your boat a little bit better. Then if you look down, what connects this motor to the transom of this Bass Cat is that Atlas jack plate. Guys, I don't think there's a bass boat out there these days that doesn't have a hydraulic jack plate, because how important they are. You know, it really allows you to be able to get your total performance out of the boat. It allows you to be able to get up in skinnier water. This here is a plate that I'm not even BSing you. I ventured off. I'm not gonna lie, I ventured off a little bit. I was running another plate for a little bit, but I went back to Atlas, and I can say I've ran a plate for 10 years, cumulative, right? There's a little gap, like I said, but for 10 years on a bass boat, and I've had 0 issue. I mean, 0. So if you want a quality plate, something that's gonna work, something you can rely on, make sure you check out the TH Marine jack plate. But I don't know, man, what do we miss? Oh, wait, hold on a second. We gotta talk about our batteries. All right, I'm gonna get ahead, I'm gonna pop these latches open. So another thing that I like about this Bass Cat here, guys, is, and this is something it's not really that big of a deal for most people, but for me it is, because I like to work on my own boat, so I got to deal with the issues, right? So these lids actually just pop right off, just like that, and you can get ahead and set them to the side. And you actually do that to both of them, but I'm just going to get ahead and do it to one, because I basically just showed you kind of what we got going on there. But I'm going to pop this open, kind of show you what we got. Bass Cat makes things super easy to work on back here. I've got 4 batteries. This is my 2nd year running this configuration. Basically, I got 2 12-volt batteries. I got 1 dedicated to my motor and my accessories, and then I got another one dedicated to my electronics. And then on my other side over here, I got 2 36-volt batteries. They're 60 amp hours. That's dedicated for my trolling motor. And guys, I cannot kill them. I mean, typically on a tournament day, you know, you may run them down to like 70, 80%. So God, you can run almost 3 days on them batteries. But another thing, I kind of popped it out for you guys so you guys can see what we got going on here. This is my first year running the C-Clear power harness. In years past, to be totally honest with you, I mean, you guys probably have seen, I run all my own stuff. You know, I've you know, ran dedicated. Dude, these freaking fish are like schooling over here. What's going on? Dude, we need a fish, bro. Oh my God. Dude, look at them. Look at them right here. I think they're all trout. Dude.
They're trout.
Holy crap. Bro. Oh, we gotta hurry up. We gotta close this thing out. We gotta close this thing out, bro. Because I'm not trying to catch them trout. I'm trying to catch them bass that are eating them trout. Hey, this little place got some big ones in it. So let's get ahead. Let's wrap this thing up. Let's hurry up. But so what I was getting at, the C-Clear power harness, man, it's a way of being able to run your batteries extremely clean and keeping everything separate. So basically, I just gave a shout out to Nate, and he hooked your boy up. I told him exactly what I was running, and they built a harness. It's strictly for, dude, I cannot believe, dude, they're literally, look at them, bro. They're, oh my gosh. Gotta stop, Adrian, stop getting distracted. BJ, all right, hop in this boat. Let's show them the inside. Come on, come on. Was that all right? The only thing I didn't show you guys, zoom in there real quick and show them that battery charger. So that battery charger is on the back wall. I mounted that battery charger. I mounted that battery charger back in there. Honestly, dude, it was a freaking nightmare to install that thing back there. But that charger is actually designed to charge both 12 volt and 36 volt batteries, and all at once. So it makes things super easy, and keeps it clean, because it not only is it charging my 36s, but it's also charging my 12s, and that's a product also made by MillerTech. Guys, I'm being straight up. MillerTech batteries. I mean, you're seeing the whole house. You know, myself, Jacob, DC, we're all running MillerTech batteries, and we've all been running them for a while. And there's probably not a harder group on batteries than our house. And you see us all out there, you know, being able to fish hard and strong every single day. So it's definitely a big deal. But let's go over the hatches a little bit. So basically, this here is probably where I have the majority of my tackle at. I do have it separated a little bit, but basically these latches here on the Bass Cat are really clean. Basically, all you do is you hit this button here, it pops up, and you get ahead and you can dive in exactly what you got going on in here. I use Plano boxes. They really have a box for everything, you know, for plastics, for frogs, for terminal tackle. And then these are actually quick labels. Basically, you can actually use a permanent marker and you can write on it. But you can see I've got, you know, my crankbaits, and I've got some bladed jigs on the other side. I've got some terminal tackle. This here is kind of stuff that I use that's just easy for me to grab. And here I got some plastics in there. But that's kind of where I put the bulk of my hard baits and other stuff. I get ahead and I slide up here, and you know, I got different stuff here. I've got, you know, some robo worms, I got stick baits, I got some swimmers, I got some other soft plastics. I personally have found, for me, you know, everybody's different, but for me, I like, actually, dude, I'm like, I got ADD over here, bro. I'm literally watching. Dude, look at this. Dude, I didn't know this existed, bro. Like, can you zoom in and actually see what's happening right now? This is blowing my mind. Dude, they must have just stocked it or something.
Yeah, the last time we were here, I thought it was right at sunset when they started.
Dude, there are hundreds of them. Dude, should we try to catch one?
What do you throw one? Okay, finish that and then take it.
Should we try to catch one? I think we should try to catch one.
Definitely should try to catch one.
But I don't even, is it closed? Is fishing closed? I don't fish when I come back to New Jersey. Guys, listen to me. Straight up, I don't fish when I come home. So here on the other side, you know, I can see I got a bunch of other stuff. I got some Ned heads. I got some, this here's actually, this is a cool little box right here. This here's a bed fishing box. We got a bunch of cool, really cool little stuff in here, man. Actually, this little gilly right here, I caught some bass on it, the last one, but you can see I got a bunch of weird stuff in here, because for sight fish, you always need weird stuff, because you just never know what's going to trigger a bass. But that's how I personally break down my plastics. A lot of guys do different things. A lot of guys like keeping them in their packages. And don't get me wrong, I've done that. You know, there's been years, 3-4 years where that's what I'll do. I'll have them all in bags, and that's how I'll keep my plastics organized. But what I found is, even though there's thousands of different shapes and colors out there, I've always resulted back to 15 or 20 different shapes and 5 or 6 different colors. So for me, it's easier to keep them in these boxes, and it also cuts down a lot of weight in a boat. So I personally always like to put them in these boxes here, and it's just something that works for me. But that's really what we got going on for the box here. I don't even know, dude. We're gonna end up, I got 40 fishing rods in there. We're gonna have to grab a couple of them out because, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna reel one of them in. I am gonna reel one of them in. I don't know how. I don't even know how you catch a trout. I don't got no MEP spinners or no little tiny baits in here, but surely they eat a jighead minnow. Everything eats a jig. We might have to use that little sniper mount and pan over there real quick. But guys, that's really the boat. I really wish I could have maybe spent a little bit more time with this and gotten a little bit more detail. But honestly, man, I'm struggling with these allergies. BJ's probably gonna have a little scissor reel of me hacking and spitting out loogies because it's been a trying day. Trout. I'm trying to figure out if I can reel these things in. Trout season, NJ, January. Dang, dude, April 6th. Man, these things are lucky, dude. I remember sitting over here, we're just like, gosh, dang, man, them things are rolling around. Well, they lucky, especially that one right there. It just rolled again. He's just, he's like, what's up, Adrian? But not. So yeah, we can't reel any in, unfortunately. Hey, I know where I'm coming opening day. Guys, that's my boat. Super excited to run this thing again. And honestly, it'd be hard for me not to run this all next year. But you can see we got a little bit different wrap. Instead of going with what I did last year, actually, I got Realtree on board and we incorporated their pattern. And this here is actually called the Extreme. And that's the background of the wrap. Really more or less same group of sponsors I've had for a while, man. I can't thank them enough for just having my back and allowing me to be able to be out here doing what I'm doing, because it's been truly awesome, chasing my dream, chasing these bass and be able to provide for my family. So I appreciate all you guys watching. If you have any comments or any questions or maybe another video that you guys like to see, make sure you drop them below, and I appreciate everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe. Until next time.